In this video, we are talking about the sum of interior angles of polygons. So when we say sum, we mean total. So all the angles added up together. When we say interior, we mean inside. So all of the angles inside of the lines, inside the shape, added up together. Angles are where the vertexes are, where any two lines meet. Or I guess vertices is plural of vertexes. I'm in math mode, not English. And then polygons are just shapes with many sides. Poly means many or multiple. Okay, so the equation for this is 180 times n minus 2, where n equals the number of sides that a polygon has. So with that in mind, let's try number 1. So the first step to figuring out the sum of interior angles is to count the number of sides. So let's look at this shape. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means n equals 5, and we are going to substitute that number in this equation. So when we write it out, we are going to have 180 times 5 minus 2, which is 3, so we have 180 times 3, and that is 540. So the sum of the interior angles for this polygon is 540 degrees. Okay, so now let's look at this funky looking shape. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sides. So that means that n equals 7. So let's rewrite this equation substituting 7 for n. So we have 180 times 7 minus 2, and 7 minus 2 is 5. Now we have to do 180 times 5, and that is, let's see, 900. So this is 900 degrees. And this is our answer for number 3. So for number 5, we have what looks like a quadrilateral, or a shape with 4 sides. That's what a quadrilateral is. Quad means 4. So what that means is n equals 4. So we are going to substitute that in. 180 times 4 minus 2, and 4 minus 2 equals 2. So 180 times 2 is 360 degrees. Oops. Don't know why I put a 1 there. 360. So anytime you see a shape with 4 sides, it's pretty much always going to be 360 degrees. Trapezoids, rectangles, squares, rhombuses, parallelograms, all 360 degrees. Let's look at number 7. Okay, let's count the number of sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means n equals 5, and we have another pentagon. So 180 times 5 minus 2, and 5 minus 2 is 3. So we have 180 times 3, and that is 540. So that is number 7. For number 9, we have this shape. I know it doesn't look exactly like the one in your worksheet, but I never said I'm an artist. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sides. So we are going to do 180 times 9 minus 2, so that is 180 times 7, and 180 times 7 is 1260. So this is our answer for number 9. So over here we have a trapezoid, which is a type of quadrilateral, which means it has 4 sides, so it's 180 times 4 minus 2, which is 180 times 2, and we have 360 degrees, which is what all quadrilaterals are. Let's go to number 13. So number 13 is a little different in that we are not looking for the sum of the interior angles, but we are looking for this angle right here, named G. So the first step is to find the sum of the interior angles so we can find out what each angle equals. So let's count the sides. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have an octagon here. So we have 180 times 8 minus 2, which is 180 times 6, and 180 times 6 is 1080. So this is the sum of the angles, all the angles added up together. So in order to find what each angle is, what each of these are over here, we need to divide this by the number of angles, which is 8. So let's do 1080 divided by 8, and that is 135. So that means every one of these angles is 135 degrees, including this one over here. So if we look at this, we have a triangle. And remember, since this is a regular polygon, that means all of the sides are the same, which means that we have an isosceles triangle, which means that the two angles at the base of the equal side, so this one and this one, are also going to be equal. And if you have two equal sides, that means you also have two equal angles. So if you remember, every triangle has 180 degrees. So if this is G, that means this is also G, and we can add up all of these angles and make it equal to 180 to see what this angle is. So let's see, we have 180 equals 135 plus G, this one here, plus G, this one here. So let's simplify. We have 180 equals 135 plus, so G plus G is the same as 1G plus 1G, that's 2G. So we want to get the numbers on one side and the letters on the other side. So let's subtract 135 from both sides. This means that 45 equals 2G, and we want to divide each side by 2. So G equals 22.5 degrees, and this is your final answer. So for number 15, once again, we want to find what G is, and the first step is going to be to find the sum of the interior angles. So let's count the number of sides. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need to write out our equation. So 180 times the number of sides, which is 7, minus 2. So that means the sum of the interior angles is 180 times 5, and what that is 900. So remember, this is the sum, the total of all the angles. So in order to find out what G is, we just need to find one angle, or this one, and all the angles are the same because it's a regular polygon. So we want to divide 900 by 7, and what that is about 128.6. Okay, so when we look for G, what we want to do is add up all of these angles. So this is G, and this is 128.6. And so when we add it up, it's going to equal 180 degrees. So we are going to say 128.6 plus G equals 180. So we want to simplify. So we have 128.6 plus 2G equals 180. And now we want to bring the 128.6 over to the other side. Okay, and so 180 minus 126.6 is 53.4. That's what it is. Oops. So 2G equals 53.4, and we want to figure out what G is. So we divide by 2. So 53.4 divided by 2 is 26.7. So G is about 6.7 degrees. And that is it for section 12.2.